Hello, everybody. Yeah. Okay. My name is Eddie Morady, and I'm the Senior Director of Corporate and Event Development here at New York Public Radio. And welcome to the Green Space and WQXR's celebration of Pride. Big round of applause. In the past, we've had incredible celebrations, lots of talent from the queer community, in case it is not abundantly obvious. I am a member of the LGBTQ plus community. Thank you in the back. Before we get started, I just wanted to say we couldn't be here in the Green Space, New York Public Radio's live event space without all of you. So give yourselves a big round of applause. But I think you all caught me in my title. There was the word development in there. So that's why I'm up here. Everything that we do is listener supported, and it's thanks to our members and our donors and people who come out to our events like all of you. And I'm sorry, I'm a little nervous. We have things, thank you. I do like encouragement and attention. Public media has never been more vulnerable or more valuable. And that is why we are asking for your support tonight. In addition to being here, I would love to encourage all of you, anyone who's not already a member, to become a member tonight. There's a QR code that will be up somewhere. I'm so committed to this idea that my shirt is like a QR code tonight. Got in that joke. I'm proud of myself. We would encourage you to become a member. If you already are a member, a big round of applause. Thank you so much. But if you would like, yes, okay, I said round of applause. Our sustaining members allow us to continue to do this work. Your gift allows us to weather any political storm and continue to be a lifeline for our city and a trusted voice for our nation. So please consider making a donation today. This is my last round of applause, I promise. And, okay, yeah. And we're gonna have a great show again tonight. I'd love to introduce our host for the evening, the immensely talented, the busiest person in New York City, Anthony Roth Costanzo.
Hi, everybody. It's so great that we can be together, we can gather for Pride, and I'm so thrilled to be hosting WQXR's Pride Show. I think I've been performing here for over a decade and hosting things here and being part of things here, and public radio means a lot to me, and it's something I'm very proud of, so may it long continue under duress. It will. We will make it through. As Eddie mentioned, I have several jobs. I'm the General Director of Opera Philadelphia. Thank you so much. I am also the Artistic Director of Song Studio at Carnegie Hall, and occasionally I sing opera when I can find time to do that. Thank you so much. And we have such a great show. Opera is really the collision of many disciplines, and we have so many of them here tonight. Dance, we have music, of course, but we also have comedy, which does exist rarely in opera. I want to introduce my incredible musical partner of more than a decade, almost 2 decades at this point. Brian Waghorn is an assistant conductor at the Metropolitan Opera. He plays regularly with the Met Chamber Ensemble at Carnegie Hall. He does many things, teaches at Manhattan School of Music, and has played on Grammy Award-winning recordings like Porgy and Bess and Fire Shut Up in My Bones and Champion. So please welcome Brian Waghorn. I wanted to start off the evening with something really classical. And I was thinking, what would be classical, you know, and kind of ancient and somehow still celebrate Pride? And there's a song by Thomas Morley. Do you know Thomas Morley, the British composer? Wonderful composer. I learned a lot about this song. These are the original lyrics to the song, and they mean exactly what you think they mean. And I felt it was really appropriate.
and mascots with a dildo, with a dildo, with a dildo, with a
I was trying to understand what a fine dog with a hole in its head was. And apparently, according to a dramaturg I spoke with, it is a kind of dildo through which fluid could exit from 1600 when that song was written. So thank you, Thomas Morley. I want to introduce our next guest, Kebra-Seyoun Charles. And Kebra is a brilliant double bassist and composer who won first prize in the 2022 Sphinx competition. If you're not familiar with them, Sphinx is an organization that celebrates and uplifts classical performers of Black and Latino backgrounds. And Kebra's star is rapidly rising in the classical world. They recently received a fellowship from the American Composers Orchestra. They performed with orchestras including New World Symphony, the Gateways Festival Orchestra, and the Indianapolis Symphony. And Kebra was also a featured soloist on tour with the Sphinx Virtuosi. So joining Kebra is pianist Gabrielle Chu, and she is a violinist, pianist, and teaching artist on the faculty at Juilliard School. And they're going to start us out with some Schubert, because we all know that Schubert was probably gay. So here is the first moment from the Arpeggione by Schubert. Please welcome them. Kebra-Seyoun Charles and pianist Gabrielle Chow. So beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm excited to get to talk to you. So my first question is that arpeggiata, it was written for an arpeggione, which is a kind of like bowed guitar, right? Was it easy to adapt for the bass?
No. But I kind of, what is that? I like the challenge of discovering new things on the instrument. I like arranging. For example, one of my favorite pieces to arrange on this instrument is the Prokofiev cello sonata and stuff like that.
That's so cool. So how did you actually come to find the bass, or did it find you, or how did it all begin?
So my mom was an African drummer and dancer, and which meant that I had to go to rehearsals instead of play video games, which is what I really wanted to do. But that was how I heard music, and I was always, at rehearsals listening. And then I went to middle school, and there was an orchestra there, and they needed like a tall kid, so it was just kind of, yeah.
Now I'm jealous. I could never play the bass, I guess. What? And so now you've made this whole solo career. So what is the repertoire like for solo bass? Are you always adapting like this one, or what's your process in finding repertoire?
Since I'm a composer, a lot of my process is writing my own pieces. I just premiered a concerto with the American Composers Orchestra at Carnegie Hall in October. And thank you. So a lot of it is thinking about what is something that only I can do on my instrument. I think of concertos, at least in the modern sense, as like Rachmaninoff concertos are so impossible because only he had those like incredibly ranged fingers. So I like to think about what is something that, only I can do because of my, hands or where I come from or what the type of music that I hear. Yeah.
That's amazing. And do you have bass players that inspired you, like, that you listen to that drive you forward?
My colleagues, they're so good. I think when I was growing up, my favorite bass players to listen to were Edgar Meyer and Christian McBride, bluegrass and jazz soloist, Edgar, and Christian is a jazz bassist. And those are sort of the worlds that I live in as well. And so watching them like play it's incredibly instructional.
Yeah, I can imagine. Okay, well, you have worked this fall with the Joffrey Ballet, which is set to music by Jacob Druckmann, who's from Philadelphia, by the way. And it's called Valentine. So can you tell us the construct of that piece and what it's about?
It's crazy. So in this piece, there are 3 people on stage. I'm one of them. And there are 2 other dancers. And no, I'm not a dancer, but there are 2 dancers on stage, and I'm in a referee costume, and it's sort of like depicting relationship turmoil. It's very interesting. Yeah, come see it.
Okay, you're a referee for 2 warring dancers. That sounds very exciting. Well, now we're going to hear a piece of yours called "I Know the Lord." So before we hear it, tell us a little bit about it.
So as I was saying, my mom forced me to go to rehearsals with her, and like when you're someplace, you music gets stuck in your head. For example, like "Hot to Go" is in my head right now, and it won't leave. And so yeah, this is one of the pieces that I heard a lot growing up. I know the Lord laid His hands on me. Yeah.
All right, well, let's hear it. Kebra-Seyoun Charles. Amazing, amazing. Well, now I am thrilled to have the queer-led dance company called Michiyaya, and they're with us tonight. Their mission is to push the boundaries and center the divine feminine. They're based in New York City and Pittsburgh, and they've performed nationally at venues and institutions such as Yale University, Brooklyn Museum, Andy Warhol Museum, Gelsey Kirkland Theater, La Mama Galleria, among others. And the artistic directors are with us tonight, so we'll meet at least one of them in a bit. But for now, let's watch an excerpt from their new work, Road to Sky, with Michiyaya dancer Kira Sheena Nishimura Russ. Please welcome them.
I wanna be free with my body. 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 Move the rhythm, 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 move the rhythm. I wanna be free with my body. 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 Wanna be free with my body. I wanna be free with my body. I wanna be free with my body. I wanna be free with my body. My body is free. My body is free.
Well, let's welcome to the stage the co-founder and artistic director, Mitsuko Clark Verdery. Welcome. Amazing. Hi. Tell us who this is. Yes.
This is Anya, my partner, and Sora.
Yeah, we didn't know if I had to step out.
But you don't. We can all be here as a family, so I can ask you both. Okay, well, first of all, tell us about that dance that we just saw.
That was an excerpt of a new work we're producing that's going to premiere in November in Pittsburgh at the Wood Street Galleries. We're playing with...
You like that? Yeah, it was good, right?
It's actually about her birth story.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Say more.
From both of our perspectives, me as the supporting partner and Anya as the birthing person. This is just like a tiny, tiny bit of what it's going to be.
Amazing. Well, that's so exciting. And the music is from a friend of yours, Abdu Ali?
Yeah.
So tell us.
them up.
Okay.
They're a non-binary writer, poet, musician. Yeah, really awesome person.
And tell us about how you started a dance company in today's world. What's it like? How did the idea, where did the inspiration come from?
So we started it actually 10 years ago this year. So this is our 10th year as a company. And we just really were really into each other, honestly. And that's kind of how it started. The company and our relationship started simultaneously. So yeah, we really wanted to center the feminine body, but also what does that mean in a body that is non-binary. So
That's amazing. And we mentioned a little bit about the mission of the company. Where do you hope that it goes from here?
We want to expand. We've really mostly done proscenium setting works. We want to expand to galleries and site-specific works and really just be more exploratory with where we see dance and make dance and yeah.
That's so amazing. And what is the landscape now for queer dance companies? What is it like in today's world?
Dance is super queer, but we want to see it more in the forefront. It's very gendered, it's very binary. So yeah, let's keep expanding.
We've got a long way to go, but thank you for pushing us there. Well, thank you, Mitsuko and Anya. It's so great and great to have you both here. Thank you. So, Pride is a month of celebration, and it's time to really toast the LGBTQ community and what it's given the world, especially in music and arts. So I feel like what better way to celebrate? Oh, look, I have a drink. This is so great. Can I do a drink and a microphone and cue cards? We're about to find out. But I thought, what better way to celebrate than have a little toast? And I thought we could also play a little game. So we're going to come around with a card and pass out drinks for those of you who want to toast. And meanwhile, grab your drink, and I want 2 volunteers from the audience. Will anyone come up and join me for this little quiz? Oh, come, yes. Okay, 1. We've got 1 volunteer. Okay, oh, did we see another over here? Was that did someone volunteer you? Come on. It'll be a fun time. You can bring your drink. We're gonna just play, you need a drink. Okay, we'll get you a drink. Bring up, oh, there you go. Bring up an extra drink. Okay, well, first of all, cheers. Cheers to Pride. No, you're coming. It's coming. Okay, cheers. There you go. Cheers. And, okay, first of all, tell us your names and where you're from.
I'm Josh, and I'm from Westchester County, but so around this area, born and raised.
Okay, fabulous.
I'm Gary from Brooklyn.
Gary from Brooklyn. All right, this is going to be so much fun. So what we're going to do is you're going to look at the screens, and you can see there's a game called Composer or Cocktail. And you very simply have to say whether this is a composer or a cocktail. There are prizes involved. I know, it's very exciting. It's very exciting. Are you ready to play? Okay, I'm going to start with you. Here on the next screen, is this a composer or a cocktail?
I'm gonna go with cocktail.
You won! You won! This is a very challenging game, I want you to know. And we have some real experts here. I didn't know we had people at this level in the audience. This next one is also challenging. Can you tell us, is this a composer or a cocktail?
Composer.
Oh my God, 2 winners. Can you even imagine? I think that there is somewhere potentially a composer named Negroni, and I certainly hope that someone has made a Verity cocktail. So just know that I'm choosing to call you both winners so that you can take home with you tote bags. You'll be getting WQXR tote bags. Everybody loves a tote bag. And can you tell us, for Pride Month, what are you doing to celebrate?
Well, I'm actually going to New York City Pride on Sunday, so I'm very excited about that.
You are? Are you going to go to the parade?
Parade and the fest and the everything.
You know, that's very exciting. I went to the parade when I was, I think, 18 for the first time, and I didn't ever imagine that there could be that many queer people in one place. And it was very exciting, and I'm going to be singing on the Met Opera float in the parade. So I will see you there. Please scream out if you see me. What are you doing to celebrate Pride?
Last week, I'm the faculty advisor for a Rainbow Club in a public school in Brooklyn. And we took our Rainbow Club student 3rd through 5th graders with some of their parents and the principal and some of the faculty members to as one of the registered organizations in the Brooklyn Pride Parade. So we just marched proudly.
Oh, congratulations. Woo! All right. So there's more cocktail questions? Oh, she was going more and more. Okay, we're going to keep going through a few. Ready? We're going to do rapid round. Composer, cocktail.
Cocktail.
Paganini is a composer. Again, someone probably has made a Paganini cocktail, and I can imagine what it is. Okay, you ready? This gets a little harder.
Composer.
Oh, I know. This is, I feel, okay, all right, we're getting harder and harder. Ready?
Ooh. I mean, it sounds delicious. It might be a delicious person. We're gonna go cocktail.
Yes, very well done.
Composer.
Oh, very good. This one we know. Also, I think maybe gay, but in any case. Now this is complicated, this next one.
It's both, yeah.
Both! Was he holding a cocktail in that portrait? I'm not sure. Is that, those are all of our questions. Okay, well, 2 winners. I know this is very exciting. Give them a big round of applause. Cheers. Happy Pride, happy Pride. Okay, well, now I am so excited and honored to introduce our next guest, the American playwright, composer, and lyricist, best known for his musical A Strange Loop, which won the 2020 Pulitzer Prize for Drama and the 2022 Tony Award for the Best Musical. Of course, I'm talking about Michael R. Jackson. And Michael is tonight with his music director, Sean Patrick Cameron. We're so excited to have him in the house. I have so many questions for Michael, but please welcome him. We're going to start with Memory, his song from A Strange Loop. Michael R. Jackson.
I'm older, so I still need words in front of me. But yes, this is from A Strange Loop, which the less said about, the better. No. Just joking. "5'4", high school gym, sneaking a cupcake. These are my memories, these are my memories. Shooting hoops off the rim, slow on the uptake. These are my memories, these are my memories. After gym, the locker room, my eyes photographing. Naked me, measures in at 4.5 inches. These are my memories, these are my memories. Of one lone black gay boy I knew who chose to turn his back on the Lord. One lone black gay boy I knew who chose to turn his back on the Lord. Guilt and shame, Jesus' name, church every Sunday. These are my memories, these are my memories. Eat his body, drink his blood, communion buffet. These are my memories, sweet sour memories. After church we're driving home to Radio Crackle, jazz music or Motown blues, and skin is a shackle. For one lone black gay boy I knew who chose to turn his back on the Lord. One lone black gay boy I knew who chose to turn his back on the Lord. These are my memories, sweet sour memories. This is my history, this is my mystery. Mom is napping on the couch and Dad cuts the grass while I watch TV all day long, young and the restless. Like one lone black gay boy I knew who chose to turn his back on the Lord. One lone black gay boy I knew who chose to turn his back on the Lord. Dad is drunk and on the couch while Mom eats a pork chop. Daily bread mill, daily treadmill, won't ever stop. One lone black gay boy I knew who chose to turn his back on the Lord. One lone black gay boy I knew who chose to turn his back on the Lord. I am lying on the couch, I dream that I'm flying, flapping both my wings so hard to keep me from dying, with the crown of God-forsaken thorns on my head. Like all those black gay boys I knew who chose to go on back to the Lord. All those black gay boys I knew who chose to go on back to the Lord. All those black gay boys I knew who chose to go on back to the Lord. And one lone black gay boy I knew who chose to turn his back on the Lord. Thank you.
So good. Amazing. Well, first of all, I mean, do you have anything to say about that show that it's from, A Strange Loop?
Oh, yeah. A Strange Loop is a show that that sort of began as a monologue that I started writing when I was about 23 years old, and over a 15 to 16-year process, wound up off-Broadway at Playwrights Horizons, and then went to Broadway in 2022. That's right. And so it was like an almost 20-year process of working on this piece about a young black gay man named Usher, who works as an usher in a Broadway show, and is writing a musical about a young black gay man named Usher, who works as who's writing a musical about someone working at a Broadway show in Ad Infinitum, and is sort of exploring all these different parts of himself as someone coming of age.
And you have performed the show yourself before. Can you tell us how that happened the first time?
So about a week before A Strange Loop closed on Broadway, all the actors and the understudies and the swings were all sick. And so in order to keep the curtain up, we did a modified version of the show where I went on as Usher, which was a truly loopy experience, to put it mildly.
Was that your Broadway debut?
That was my Broadway debut, because I had debuted as a writer, but then that was my debut as an actor.
That's so fun.
Yeah, and
so,
you shall never see me again.
No,
on the Broadway stage
but
as an actor.
We do want you as a writer, and in fact, we are working on a project together, which I'm very excited about.
Yes. Very, very exciting.
You're writing your first libretto for an opera.
I am.
So, first of all, how did that come about?
Well, you approached me.
No, I would like to say that you first approached me.
Okay.
Before I ran an opera company. And
oh, wait, did I do that?
I
like amnesia.
You called me up, and I was like, it's Michael R. Jackson. And he said, can we have lunch? And we went to lunch, and you said,
that's true.
This was years ago.
But I was just being theoretical.
I
didn't think you would actually do it.
You were like, I want to write a libretto. And I was like, oh, okay, well, what can I do about it? I don't know. And so I came to you with an idea by Justin Vivian Bond.
That's right.
The amazing cabaret artist. And it was basically just a title. I mean, she said, I want to play a woman named Sue. and it could be called Complications Ensue.
Yes.
And I wanted to commission a new opera right away, but I only had a certain amount of time. So the only other framework I gave you was if it could be in 10 different parts, I would ask a different composer to write 8 minutes, because I thought I could get famous composers to write 8 minutes rather than write a whole opera.
Right.
And so I said, do you think you can do that?
And you did do that, and I did do that somehow. It's so exciting. I like, I've been a big fan of opera. When I was a little kid, I was a chorus child in Turandot at Michigan Opera Theater. And so I was like, La Suina Deles. You know, I've never forgotten it. Like, all this, I was like 11 years old. I'm 44. At 30 years, I like remembered that. And I love the scale, the scope of opera, the possibilities of it. So it's really exciting for me to have this opportunity to dive in, and not just with one composer, but 10 of them.
It is an amazing libretto. I mean, everyone who works in opera is shocked by the fact that it's like so layered and so elegant and so simple. So all of the composers
Come
are now,
on down.
Yes, exactly. Come see it in Philly. And all the composers are writing right now, and it's an incredible cast of 4 opera singers and Justin Vivian Bond as an actor in it.
Yes.
So it'll be thrilling.
Yes, very exciting.
So you're going to do 2 more songs for us. Will you tell us about them?
Yeah, so the next song is also from a Strange Loop. It's called Inner White Girl, and it's a moment from the show when Usher is sort of singing a song that's about his sort of desire to sort of move beyond his category in a certain sense, and it's kind of self-explanatory from there. And then the next song after that is a standalone song that I wrote 15 years ago, something like that, a really long time ago. But I was dusting off my archives recently, and I was like, oh, I like this song. And it's a different kind of thing than people sort of know me for, and so I wanted to share it with you all. It's called A Happy Guy.
More of the rare pleasure of Michael R. Jackson singing.
On days his blackness feels like another hurdle that won't get out of his way. His inner white girl starts kicking like a baby. She wants to come out and play. She doesn't care if he ruffles any feathers. In fact, that is her MO. Where he's the king of avoiding confrontation, there's not a bomb she won't throw. Because white girls can do anything, can't they? Black boys must always obey their mothers. White girls can do anything, can't they? Can't they? Can't they? Can't they? Some days he feels like his blackness is a treasure that's under constant attack. His inner white girl protects it from marauders. She always takes up the slack. She lets him feel like a human supernova, like he could conquer the earth, like he's the heir to the power and oppression her kind have wielded since birth. Because white girls can do anything, can't they? Black boys must always obey their mothers. White girls can do anything, can't they? Can't they? Can't they? Can't they? They get to be cool, tall, vulnerable, and luscious. They get to be wild and unwise. They get to be shy and introspective. They get to make noise. They get to mesmerize. Black boys don't get to be cool, tall, vulnerable, and luscious. Don't get to be wild and unwise. Don't get to be shy and introspective. Don't get to make noise. Don't get to fantasize. Doesn't look blue in any moonlight, which makes him harder to see. That's why he clings to his silly inner white girl, the same one clinging to me. We want to be free, we want to belong, we want to other love or validation, but neither come easily. So her siren song keeps us in total subjugation. We want to be cool, tall, vulnerable, and luscious. We want to be wild and unwise. We want to be shy and introspective. We want to make noise, we want to mesmerize. Why can't we be cool, tall, vulnerable, and luscious? Why can't we express in our own way? Why can't we unleash what's locked inside us? Who made up these rules that black boys have to obey? Now for something totally different. He's a happy guy who doesn't make many mistakes. And the ones he makes, he rectifies real fast. He's a happy guy who's loyal to all of his friends. So if a friendship ends, then it wasn't meant to last. So I'm looking at all these photographs, recalling the tears, recalling laughs I lost custody of. And I couldn't tell you where it went, the good times we had, the years we spent in what I thought was love. 'Cause a happy guy will never stay happy for long. If the wind's too strong or there's hidden strings attached. And a happy guy will leave you standing in his dust. If you cannot trust and your heart's a door that's latched. So I'm looking at all the things I did, regretting the lies I poorly hid. I put myself above, seeking some childhood applause. I clung like a barnacle because I thought that was love. I'm sure who's much happier now. When he took his bow, I just stood there in disgrace. With a happy guy, it stings me if I reminisce. 'Cause what I mostly miss is the smile on his face. Thank you so much.
fun. Okay, so our next guest, Iman El-Husseini, is a Canadian-Palestinian comedian currently living in New York. Over her decade-and-a-half career, she has accumulated an impressive list of credits, such as the Amman Comedy Festival in Jordan. She's a regular at the prestigious Just for Laughs Comedy Festival in Sydney, Australia. Toronto, her hometown of Montreal, Canada. Her third comedy album just dropped last week, Woot Woot, and that can be heard on Sirius XM Radio and all audio streaming channels. I'm excited for this. Please welcome Iman El-Husseini.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Keep it going. Okay. Great picture. That was before I gained 30 pounds. We'll get into it. How are you guys? It's so good to be here. It's so good to be in this room, not America in general. Let's be honest. It's not a great time. I'm Canadian, and but I live in New York City, and I love it here. I've been here for 10 years. I guess I'm officially a New Yorker, right? I'm still terrified of rats. I'm terrified of rats. And everybody tries to calm me down about the rat situation. They're like, Iman, don't worry. They're more terrified of you than you are of them. They're not. That's not true. That's not true. Because I took an Uber after the show last night, and when I was walking up to the Uber, I had a rat walking with me like it was a romantic stroll. It's like, you want to split the Uber? We're going to the same place. So in good news, or okay news, I got a call from my manager who told me that I'm being considered for a TV set. Yes. And fuck you guys. They're like, we don't care. And she got, before hanging up, she goes, don't forget the camera adds 10 pounds. And I was like, how many cameras are going to be there? Exactly. 3, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry to be dressed this way. I just came back from tour, Southeast Asia, which is, yeah, I'm wearing this because I'm showing off. It's also laundry day, and I'm drunk. Anyways, I did go to Southeast Asia. It was great. I don't know if you guys have been. I landed in Vietnam, and I knew that I was the biggest person there in size. As soon as I made eye contact with the first woman, she was like, oh my God, you're so big. Like this. You're so big. I'm like, the hand gestures aren't necessary. The words killed me enough. And when I landed, the local comedians are like, Iman, do not take the Uber. Their Uber is called Grab. So they're like, do not take the car, take the moped, because it's much cheaper. Because comedians are poor there too. Anyway, so they're like, take the moped, don't take the car. And I was like, fine. But everybody's really tiny in Vietnam. Like I said, I'm the biggest person there. So I take a moped, and the guy shows up, very sweet guy, very tiny, shows up with his moped, and he does this, like get behind me, And I'm like, sir, do you have a scale? I think you should weigh me first, because this looks dangerous, right? And he's like, I guess because of the language barrier, what he understood was put the helmet on her head. So he puts the helmet on my head, and I get behind him, and I feel like an adult who's sitting in a child's tricycle, right? It looked like I was giving birth to the driver. That's what it... And they go really fast. And he feels I'm nervous, because I'm like, picking up my butt off the seat, as if that would affect the weight. I'm sucking in my stomach, disaster. So he goes, where are you from? Where are you from? And I'm like, I'm from nowhere. Keep going straight. Do not talk to me, And they do the turns. It's like my earlobe is grazing the sidewalk. So he's like, no. Where are you from? And I don't know if I panicked or I genuinely forgot, but I said Brazil. I'm not from Brazil. I've never been to Brazil. I've never seen a Brazilian person in real life, actually. Then one of the comedians asked me if I was a foodie. Always say no. Always say no. I said yes. And I regretted it as soon as his eyes lit up. You know, the sparkled. He's like, "You are? Oh my God." I'm like, you know what? I'm not even a foodie. I just like spicy food and my friends are white. Like, that's it, you know? So he's like, "You're a foodie? I'm gonna take you to the best lunch place." I'm like, "What is it called?" He's like, "Lunch Place." So we go to this lunch place. It's 75 degrees outside. He wants me to have soup. It just serves soup. He's like, "Anthony Bourdain loves that place." I'm like, "He also killed himself, so I don't know." So he's like, "It's amazing, and it's a special day today, so the soup has blood in it." And I'm like, "Did the chef cut his finger? Like, why?" He's like, no, it's cow's blood." Did the cow cut her finger? Why is there blood in the soup? He's like, "I understand where you're coming from. I had to have goat's penis last week." Nobody has to have goat's penis. You don't have to have it. He's like, "Okay, fine. You don't want the soup? You could have the soup with chicken testicles." I'm like, "I don't want testicles on a daily basis. You know, it's not like my thing." And I had no idea chickens had testicles. I thought they were girls this whole time. So finally, they're like, "Okay, Iman, after the show tonight, you're newly single. We're going to take you to a lesbian bar." I'm like, "I don't know why, because I'm straight, but I'm not straight at all." I just don't feel like coming out in 2025. Like, who gives a shit, right? We're all dying in 3 months. Also, you're looking at me like, we see it. It's fine. Is this why you're dressed like a gym teacher on her day off? Is this... It is. Thank you for asking. So they're like, "We'll take you to a lesbian bar and we're going to get high." And I got excited. I'm new to weed gummies. Have you guys tried them? Are you familiar? They're so good. Do you live here in New York? They get delivered to your doorstep, by the way. You know what else gets delivered to your doorstep? 30 pounds of food. This is what's happening. So I'm like, yes, of course. I'm a professional weed smoker. I'm not at all. And in Vietnam, everything is like raw and like pure, you know. So we get to the karaoke lesbian bar, and I'm smoking, and they're like, "Iman, why don't you take a seat?" And everybody's tiny, as I told you. So the seat is basically a stepladder, you know. So I'm like, "Okay, fine. Put a towel on the floor. It's the same thing." Anyway, and the weed was something I never felt, sensed. I went blind, almost, you know? So the comedians are half my age, so they're going up there and they're singing karaoke, and they keep coming back to me to check if I was okay. You know, "Iman, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm great. I'm so buzzed. It's great down here, you know." "Iman, are you okay?" When they keep asking you if you're okay, you obviously don't look okay, right? So I'm like, "You know what? I want to go to the washroom. Help me up." So they help me up. And I was like so dizzy. So I'm like, "Guys, call me a grab, but the car, I don't want the moped," right? They call me the car. I get into the car. The guy puts the helmet on my head. I get in the car. AC, everything's good. But now I'm convinced I'm being kidnapped. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, "Sir, where are you taking me?" He's not answering. I don't know if you've been... Did I ask you, have you been to Southeast Asia before? Anybody? No? 0? 1% in the back? You're so shy. I don't know if you notice, when you speak to them in English, if they don't understand, they like stare straight ahead. They just ignore you. So I'm like panicking. I'm like, "Sir, where are you taking me?" He's not answering, so I text the comedians. I'm like, "Guys, I don't know what to tell you. I'm being kidnapped right now." So... I'm like, "Sir, where are you?" And I'm like, and then he starts texting. So I'm like, oh my God, he's texting them. Who's them? We have no idea, right? So now I'm debating in my head if I should roll out of the car on the highway. But I'm like, it's going to hurt too much. I'm just going to see what this kidnapping is all about. And the poor guy wasn't on his phone texting. He was on his phone in Google Translate to tell me he's taking me home. I sponsor him and his whole family. You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much. So much fun. I'll wait for Anthony.
Fabulous. So, I mean, I have to know what's your. I mean, you're a Muslim lesbian comedian married to a Jewish woman.
Actually, I'm gay divorced.
Oh, you're gay divorced.
Yes, as a Palestinian woman, it's a very avant-garde thing for my culture. This is.
So basically,
Yeah.
the jokes write themselves. You don't have to do
That's
any work.
it. Exactly. I'm like, this is my bio, everybody, and that's yeah.
So in that, I mean, what does as a gay divorced comedian, what does pride mean to you?
It means that gay marriage shouldn't exist. No, I'm kidding.
I feel like you're really with the times. You're really with the times.
Because now, like, the breakup is such a bigger deal, you know, because we were married. Everybody
Yeah.
was so excited. And with everything going on, I'm like, you know, I'm
You have to
sorry,
break up.
guys. Jews and Palestinians can't coexist. So nobody's laughing in the back. Okay.
So, well, I'm glad that you taught the world that lesson.
Yeah.
So it's your third album, is that right? This is your
That's
third
right.
album?
I just dropped my third album, canceled. Thank you. Still the back row. I got my two last shows got canceled in Canada, my home country, because I'm pro-Palestinian and Palestinian, and they lost their minds, and I got canceled. But the album is hilarious, so you guys should listen.
That's
to it.
very exciting.
Yeah.
And what's next? What are you going to do next? Where are your shows coming up? we can
So I have a few shows during Pride in the city. I'll be in Brooklyn on Wednesday, and then there's a Palestinian fundraiser on Thursday. It'll be on my Instagram if you guys want to see, because I can't remember the names of the venue right now. And I'll be touring. I'll be touring Europe and Southeast Asia because nobody wants to hire me in America. So.
But is the food good in Southeast Asia?
Oh my God, it's so good, but it's so spicy.
Yeah.
And like I said, I love spicy food, but it was just a bit too much because they just put all of the animal in the ingredient. They don't waste any of the animal.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, there's something to respect there,
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, I'm like, good for you guys, but maybe the
Not
generals.
so, yeah.
Let's,
Yeah.
let's let them rest in peace, you know?
Well, that's not the spirit of Pride Month. In Pride,
Keep it up. Keep
we
it up.
try and keep
You're
it
right.
up. So thank you, Iman
Thank you so much,
El-Husseini.
Anthony. Thank you so much.
I want to welcome back yet another Canadian. We can't escape them, Brian Waghorn, to join me on the stage. And we're going to close out the show with a few Barbra Streisand songs. Because it felt like Pride to me as a little gay boy listening to Barbra Streisand. And you know, this is not, in fact, the first Michael Jackson that I've worked with. I worked with another Michael Jackson. And I have been writing a book, and it is coming out on Farrar, Straus, and Giroux. And so I was revisiting all these memories. And I was remembering being 12 years old and singing backup for Michael Jackson. And I went into this huge recording studio, and we signed this big NDA release. And so I don't even remember what song we sang, but we sang it. And afterwards, he threw us this huge holiday party. He said, I'm going to throw you this Christmas party. And I said, it's October, but okay. And so he threw us this incredible party, and there was a big throne, like a Santa Claus chair, and he gave us all presents. And anyway, a lot of people ask me the same question about that experience. And I thought that this Barbra Streisand song was the best way to answer it.
He touched me. He put his hand near mine, and then he touched me. I felt a sudden tingle when he touched me. A sparkle, a glow. He knew it.
touch me. That's not what happened. I know you were all uncomfortable. That whole song. You know. I was thinking about my first actual love affair when I was 18 years old, and I had been invited to sing in a ballet in Italy and Greece, and there was this Italian dancer, and he was so beautiful. And I'd never been with a man before, and he didn't speak any English, and I didn't speak any Italian. And within 2 weeks of being together, my Italian was completely perfect. I was totally fluent. It's true. I don't know. It was like it just arrived in my brain. Even the subjunctive tense was there, and we were having a discussion at our opening night, and we were backstage at the Teatro Antico in Taormina. Have any of you ever been to this amphitheater in Sicily? It's over 2,000 years old, and the back wall has fallen out, and you can see the Ionian Sea in the background and Mount Etna. And I remember I was there, my hair was spray painted hot pink, and my t-shirt was torn but put back together with safety pins, and I had a brocade jacket on. And he was in this kind of leotard for the ballet, and he had these white gloves that had been dipped in blood. And we were standing there, and all of a sudden, Mount Etna started to just dribble a little stream of lava. And in that moment, he turned to me and he said, "Anthony, io t'amo." And that means I love you. And it was the first time anyone had ever said I love you. And it's never been good after that. Nothing has ever lived up to that. But of course, it ended in a very Italian way. I said I was going to college, and I'm not sure that I needed an international boyfriend if I was going to college. And I didn't have the conversation in the right way. And he slammed the suitcase and walked out the door. And I remember feeling this anguish, this very operatic anguish. And in any case, this little song for Matteo.
Oh, my man, I love him so. He'll never know. All my life is just despair, but I don't care when he takes me in his arms. The world is bright, all right.
Well, I'm eternally an optimist. You know what I mean? I think that things are going to work out somehow, some way, and we've got a long way to go, and we've got a lot of fights ahead. But I didn't want to sort of sing about that and the anguish of that. I thought we should end on, you know, a very gay and happy note. So let's do it.
So long, sad times. Go long, bad times. We are rid of you at last. Howdy, gay times. Cloudy, gray times. You are now a thing of the past. Happy days are here again. The skies above are clear again. So let's sing a song of cheer again. Happy days are here again. All together, shouting out, there's no one who can doubt it now. So let's sing a song about it now. Happy days are here again. Your cares and troubles are gone. There'll be no more from now on. From now on. Happy days are here again. The skies above are clear again. So let's sing a song of cheer again. Happy times, happy nights, happy days are here again.
Thank you so much. Thank you, and I want to welcome all of our guests back to stage and thank all of our guests for tonight. Bassist Kebra-Seyoun Charles, pianist Gabrielle Chow, the Michiyaya Dance Company, Michael R. Jackson, comedian Eman El-Husseini. Thanks to the staff of the Green Space, WQXR. Thank you all for coming. Visit us at operavilla.org and also give to WQXR, WQXR.org. Michael, can you take us out and tell us, what does pride mean to you?
It means the comfort of a man.
The comfort of a man. I hope that we all find the comfort of someone on this Pride. Enjoy it. I love you all. Happy Pride.